There are some places in the world where time seems to have stopped. Cut off from the rest of civilization, these towns and villages carry on in ways of life that seem almost alien to the modern world. For outsiders, it's virtually impossible to find hidden down dirt tracks and across rivers. But for those who do manage to stumble across this forgotten place, they soon discover its residents are unlike any they've ever met before. In fact, there was a time when the villagers would sacrifice not just travelers, but anyone who entered the village. That's because in 1962, an expedition uncovered a cave not far from the village filled with the bones of many people who had been bludgeoned to death. The cave became known as the Killing Cave and is now considered the birthplace of the village's blood cult. Over time, they've even developed a hierarchy of victims, with foreigners being sacrificed first, followed by local Papua New Guineans, and finally, and least preferably, one of their own. Some anthropologists even suggested that the villagers were simply misunderstood, and that their violent ways were simply a way of maintaining balance with the natural world. What do you think? Would you ever visit a village like Atane? Let me know in the comments below, and thank you for watching. In 2013, 2 young men were chopped to death and left in the river after angering the village elders. And in 2018, a man and a woman were killed simply because the villagers believed they had brought bad luck. However, that hasn't stopped the people of Atane from continuing their bloody practices. Well, yes, but it turns out that Papua New Guinea is a very dangerous place for law enforcement. So dangerous, in fact, that in 2017, the UN called for an international peacekeeping force to be assembled to restore order. So as you can imagine, a few isolated villagers practicing human sacrifice are the least of the country's problems. Even more disturbingly, the villagers don't even need to make the sacrifices themselves. According to their beliefs, the mere sight of blood appeases the old god, meaning that if someone gets injured, they can simply rub the blood on trees and rocks to pacify his wrath. You see, the people of Atane worship an ancient deity named Mumwai, who they believe demands human sacrifice. And to appease this seemingly insatiable bloodlust, they have a truly terrifying custom. Isolated communities with strange traditions can be found all over the world, but perhaps the most disturbing of them all is one in which villagers sacrifice strangers to an old and very bloodthirsty god. And today let's find out about the village that sacrifices strangers to an old god. Deep in the rainforest of a remote area in Papua New Guinea lies a village called Atane. Every full moon, the villagers travel to a nearby river and search for a passing boat. When they find it, they flag it down and invite the unsuspecting passengers to share a feast with them. The visitors are always happy to accept the invitation and engage in some friendly small talk while enjoying their meal. But after they finish eating, things quickly turn sinister. The villagers then attack the unsuspecting travelers, hacking them to pieces with machetes and sacrificing their body to the old god. It might seem insane, but this has been going on for hundreds of years. It's unclear how long this village has been sacrificing people, but archaeologists believe that the ritualistic killings may have been going on for at least 400 years. As you might imagine, when news of the village's terrible tradition got out, many people were shocked and horrified. In recent years, they've actually become bolder and more violent. The question is, how is this even legal? Surely there must be some laws against human sacrifice, right? And as long as the people of Atane continue to hide in their remote jungle homes, it's likely that they will continue to get away with their terrifying customs.